Oh boy, oh, is we're right back where we ended what? We're right back where we left off last time. Trying to find my video so I can pull up the chat. There it is. My precious garbage. Hey, it's the squad! Hi guys. Welcome to the monstrosity! Ooh. So yes, this stream is happening. It's continuing. It's a lot. Or at least it'll be a lot considering you two are here. Whoosh. I'm drawing my children. The famous words of every OC artist ever. Ah! No. No. The old meme squad is back. True! Ah! I can't color inside the lines. Oh no. Let's see what's a good. Yeah. Needs to be brighter. That's better. 2.0's hair is just really bright anime character blue. Which was half intentional. Actually, no, it was mostly intentional because I was just like, blue hair. That'll be cool. I'm so excited because I finally finished writing the entire series. So all the scripts are done. I just need to actually, do them. I think there's still like 4 or 5 things that need to go out. So, yeah. Those will happen eventually. I have no idea when. I cannot set a date to anything because I'll probably end up wrong. So, yeah. Also, there's gonna be a few new videos coming soon. One of which I'm gonna record probably tonight once I'm done with this. And one that's gonna happen, like one that's gonna be recorded a week-ish from now, a week and a few days. Because I'm gonna go to New York City on a school day, so that's gonna, my grades are gonna slip. Just kidding, I'll make up that work, but still, it's a big deal. Boy. Ooh, that is a fancy boy, Citrus. Yes. Oof. What is happening with this? I don't know what color to use for the shirt. Do I want to use red? No, that's too much. Maybe I'll use like a purple. Let's go with a purple. Nice. No, I don't like that. Huh. New York is cool. Yep. It is loud, but it's awesome. I never get used to the noise, honestly. When you live somewhere that's so quiet, like, my house in my very small town, um, you don't hear a lot of anything, so the city's like, wah! Now, I'm not going to be able to read the chat for a second because I'm going to look in my notes for, where is it? Still in my, nah. Okay, there's my folder, jeez. What did I click? Of course. Of course I wrote he wears anything. Jeez. I'm so predictable with myself. Times Square is like YouTube with ad block turned off. True. That's pretty good. that was pretty good, I must say. That was gold. That was a good meme, Citra. Oh my god, that's so accurate. Oh my gosh. Is 2.0 a boy or a girl? 2.0 is a boy. I know it's confusing because he has long hair. But honestly, it's like, eh. I didn't want to give him like a generic sort of hairstyle because A, that's really boring. B, I have too much hair for that. Because when I'm wearing the wig in order to play him, it's like some of my hair sticks out a little bit, so I really can't go any shorter than that. And also because longer hair is just of course, I mean it depends who's wearing it, but in almost I shouldn't say almost any. I should say in the majority of scenarios, people can look good with longer hair no matter who they are. Mostly. The two of you, oh my god. I mean, honestly, long hair on guys is just yes. Most of the time, just yes. You can pull it off, it is good. If you can't, well then, whoops. I don't know. There are a lot of people who could pull it off. I know people who could uh, pull it off really well. My family members, well, one of them pulled it off well, but you know, it ended up getting a cut, so, and it hasn't come back since. And don't even get me started on uh, people in movies, guys in movies who have long hair. Just yes, long hair is so aesthetically pleasing. It's just like yes, please, I need to know how some people do it. Cough, cough, Kylo Ren. Really, though, I don't know how Adam Driver has such glorious hair, but just yes. All of the yes. I hope he keeps it. Oof. Oh, that's a problem right there. Let's fix that. There we go. You thought I didn't see you, sneaky boyo. There you go. Ah, all right. Now the child is done. I just need a background. Hmm. Yes. That's how I feel about that. Typed in the chat. Oh. Oh my god. No, color wheel. What are you doing? Stop. What just happened? Uh, why? Why do these things need to happen? No! No, color wheel, no! Stop! Why? My color wheel window. Ah! Why must you do this to me? No. No. Just no, stop. Oh my god. I can't. This is painful. Just get back right there. Right there. There you go. There. We're good. It's cool. We're all good. It's fine. I think. Here, wait, no. No, wait. There we go. Okay. Oof. Never doing that again. I'm never going to touch anything again. Ah, get some nice blue. Can you tell I'm going for, blue? Just blue everything. This is the Smurfs. Citrus, what are you typing? Oh my god. Is that Greek? It looks similar. If it's not, I'm gonna be slightly disappointed. There's one thing I am curious about that I would like to know. Do I look weird with, the weird short-ish wig stuff on? Because I always think it looks super weird. Because I'm used to my, shoulder-ish length hair. It's longer. It's a little longer than that, but still. I think it's weird to look at in the mirror. Yes, blue. Blue everywhere. This needs more blue! My voice just cracked way too much, but it's cool. I hear the sound of doors. Please don't let anybody bother me. Uh. If I was green, I would. I'm blue. My hair goes down to the bottom of my torso. Mmm. Nice. Makes me curious about what you look like, Citrus. Because, I mean, I've always shown my face, so it's like, boom, here I am. But with people who don't show their faces, it's like, there's always that slight curiosity, but at the same time, it's like, there's like a bajillion reasons why people don't do it. So I respect that. Privacy is important, kids. Ooh, spooky. That is exciting and making me slightly nervous. I'll be honest. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I mean, okay. Ugh. I'm so sorry. Ugh. Well, this is done now, so I'm gonna bloop. There we go. Let's see. Who should I draw next? The big question. I want to do it then. Honestly, I don't really. Either way, I don't really care. Like, I do and I don't. You know what I mean? Like, don't. That's cool. If you do, that's cool too. Here, wait. We're gonna draw just. Ooh, ya boy. You mean the mem that is. How about that? It's Cherubi. No wait, I gotta. It's me, Cherubi. Cherubi, the only character with a really high voice, and thank goodness for that, because I couldn't really go much higher than this without killing my throat. Iconic. Honestly, Citrus, me too. My hair's been in a coat all day, and it's tangled, and it's just it's. Best art. 1,000,000 out of 10. Thanks, KO. I appreciate the support. I don't know what's happening anymore. Oh yeah, by the way, did you know that totally radical factoid that I totally didn't forget to mention is that Avenir's design is gonna be revealed soon. Sort of. I have a video ready. I just need to upload it, and then the world will know. Oh my god, what is on my tablet? The world will know what the spooky boy who's possessing me looks like. I'm way too excited. I'm too excited. At this rate, if I don't control myself, I'm going to spoil something because I can't contain it much longer. It's torturing me, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna try and keep my mouth shut. Boy, please. I know, Citrus. I know. I'm sorry. This This entire thing is making me slowly go insane. So it's just that whole situation. It's all good though. It's completely fine. Don't worry about it. We're all having a grand old time. As I slowly go insane. Oops. Can we do a collab stream sometime? Yes. I would like to. Because, streams plus collab, just hand in hand, honestly. I don't like that. I don't like it. There's something wrong and I don't know what it is. Oh! Oh! Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to mention. Holy cow, I'm an idiot. I forgot to mention, because, with the theme of this stream being the end and all, I completely forgot to mention that each character has a official playlist in my playlist section now. So those exist. Not that they're anything incredibly good or anything like that, but it's there, so you should know. Can we use Skype? Yes. Skype is the way to go, and it's the only thing I have as a way of communication with internet people. So, yes. Oh no. Mm, mm, mm. Oof, how does one anatomy? No. The issues of being an artist. Uh, there we go. Wish. Sorta. I don't know. I still don't like it, but too late. I'm a child. Nope. There's something about it. I'm gonna reveal some of the characters for a project I'm working on. Whoa, Citrus! Citrus with the teasing! Oh, yes! Citrus, yes. Tease it until you die. uh, my formula for just hyping up everything. Just tease it until it's dead. Also, there's still something about this that I don't like, so nope. We are all working on some kind of project, and that makes us special. Yes. Projects are magical, though. Honestly. I just feel bad, though, because the end is like... actually, no, hold on. I'm going on into a mini rant thing now because I feel like I need to. I talk about the end a lot, and I know I do. I know I do to the point where it's probably annoying. But basically, the reason I get so excited about it is because the end is legitimately the first project that I haven't immediately thrown in the garbage after trying to do it for a day or two. No, it's something I'm truly dedicated to, and I try and stay on top of it to the best of my abilities. And it's something that I genuinely enjoy bringing out and talking about, even though I can't talk much. It's something that means a lot to me because it's the first thing that I haven't given up on basically immediately. Like, I've started a lot of projects and then I have left them unfinished. And this was the first thing where I said, no, I can't let that happen. Can't go on with it and not finish it. It's something that I need to do, and it's something that I enjoy, and it's something that I don't want to stop making. And yeah, I know it can be really annoying to hear me talk about it all the time, and yeah, I know that it can be really annoying when I say, like, oh, I might spoil something, but it's because it gets me excited, and I'm very passionate about it. And I'm very proud that it's gotten as far as it has, because I've learned a lot while making it. I've learned that you can't just go into a project willy-nilly. Like, it needs planning, and you need to have an idea that makes sense. And you can't just throw characters out and expect them to be what you think they are to other people just by throwing them out there with no, like, context, no personality, or anything like that. Because originally, now this is something I haven't told basically anybody, but originally I was going to end off the entire series a lot sooner. I was going to end it off way back, like right after Decken got out of, like right after the escape, basically. Right after Decken got out of the tree because of wHEEE, and I was going to do it that way, but then I realized that no one would care about any of the plot points happening because of the lack of character development, and B, no one would care about what was happening because of the lack of backstory, in a way. Like, I know I haven't gotten a lot into the backstory, but it would have been really bad if I had ended it off so early. Because then basically nothing would have made any sense, and it would have been really just, it would have been bad. So I've learned that you can't do that when you're working on something like a huge project. You can't just throw out stuff and expect it to be easily understandable right away, even though you totally get it. You can't expect other people to get it right away. You need to explain it to your audience, which is really, really important. And you can't just have a character be there and then say, do something awful, and, like, you need development before you can have your character do something awful, so that, or at least in most scenarios, where if you want your audience to feel sympathetic, you need them to have a personality that's likable first. Like, you can't just go and be like, oh, you should care about this character because they did X, Y, and Z and it's awful. Like, no. You should give them a reason to care about why that character did it first. Because if you don't, then basically it just looks like you threw that out there for no reason. And it doesn't look good on your part. It doesn't look good for the audience watching. It doesn't look good for the character that you want to, like, convey emotions with. Like, you need a reason for your audience to care. And that's what I thought of right before I was going to be like, you know, I should end this off here, and then that was it. And then I went, no, because then nobody's going to care if this happens because they don't know anything about wHEEE and Decken and Glitch and the other characters who, even though they don't have a lot of screen time because they're not supposed to, it's getting there. And they probably will have more screen time, at least a little bit. I guess I could say that much. They will have more screen time before it's over. Not to mention when it's over. Technically, it's not even going to be 100% over because I'm not going to just throw all that out willy-nilly. I'm not just going to take all these characters and have this whole thing just for it to be like, boop, it's over. So technically, the end isn't really ever ending yet. It might go under a new name, but it's not over once the last of that goes up. But yeah, that's my rant over. Sorry about that. The project I'm doing is the first project I didn't immediately throw away. So it's gonna be a good yes! Citrus, yes. I'm excited. But there is one other thing that I learned. I'm just gonna welcome to Kristen 7601's project advice, because that's basically what this is turning into. But no, there was a lot that I learned through this whole thing. Another thing being, I should say, is that the first ideas you have are gonna be garbage, okay? Just straight up garbage. You might think in the moment that they're, oh my god, this is so smart, it's a great idea, it's gonna make total sense the whole way through, I'm ready. No, you're not. Slow down. Just review it over and over and over again. Learn from other people. Look at other projects. Look at other things similar to what you're doing. The first idea is almost never going to work immediately. Because the end really started out as something that was going to involve the experiment kids more than just myself. It was going to be this whole big thing on that channel that kind of started out of nowhere, ironically. But then I thought about it and I thought, no, that's probably not a great idea. Because then the X, Y, and Z and the scheduling, and they might not want to do it, and other stuff like that. So, yeah, there was that. And also, I hadn't done anything with characters like that before. So I wanted to try and do something like that anyway. And once I got into the first characters, it was basically done from there. Sort of just as far as not the process goes, but as far as the idea went overall, it was done by the time that happened. So it could have gone really poorly if I hadn't stopped to think for a second about what starting a project like that was going to mean and who was going to be involved. So yes, lesson number, I don't even know. I'm not taking that aspect of this little ramble seriously, but yeah, that is something that I needed to know, basically. Like, I'm so glad I know it now, because in future reference, like, that's why I gave up on so many of my projects, because I would be in the middle of it and then I'd be like unmotivated, or it was something art related, I'd give up on it because my style would change, and or I'd think it's a bad idea halfway through and come up with something better. So I'm not so quick to be like, oh yes, this will be amazing. Like, no. Just chill for a second and think things through. Although I will admit, a large chunk of the end was initially just random improvish sort of things until I actually went, hey, there's a plot here. So yeah, that's my little ramble thing. I don't know what it is. I'm probably being a huge nerd slash bother, but too late and too bad. Ooh. Uh, you know what? Okay, question, very important question for the chat. Should I continue my ranty ramble things with, the sort of lesson type stuff? Because I'm considering, like, my mind's just going in that direction now, and I don't know if it's a good or bad idea, so I want to know from you guys. Yes, if you want to, yeah. Okay, decision made. All right, well, okay. So let's see, another sort of advice thing that I could ramble on. Let's go into characters because, that's a huge thing with the end and other stuff that I've worked on. Something that's important when making characters is do not go with the first thing that you think of, or if you do, try and make it more than what your first idea is. Now, what I mean by this is, Cherubi was originally going to be a very obnoxious person. Very obnoxious, like teenager XD, unironic. I mean, I do that too, because I do intend to send a laughing message with XD. But the sort of annoying type of XD signals and like the really high pitched, obnoxious voice and like the typical overly excited, just character that likes everything. Now that was originally going to be because when Cherubi was first a thing, wasn't even intended for the end. Like Cherubi was technically before the end. She was just going to be someone that took over the Experiment Kids channel for a little while and to be annoying about it. But over time, I took that idea and went, I don't want to go with that anymore because of the direction that the end was going in. It was taking a more serious turn and getting more plot heavy. So I went and made her less obnoxious, and thank goodness I did, because honestly, that annoyed me. Then I did that. But I kind of made her less overly excited at everything. I just made her overall bubbly instead. Just a positive thinker type character, which is good for something like this because it can lead to conflict and it can lead to resolving conflicts. I also made her, what's the word? I gave her a more serious side, because once, like, bonding is a really good example. Because I showed that her personality isn't just, oh, positive, like, yeah, positive, we can do it, that sort of thing. Which you don't want to do with a character. You don't want their personality to just be one thing, because that's not how people work. Like, personality. I'm not just like just a shy person or just an artist that's super enveloped into their nerdy work or just X, Y, and Z. Like, that's not how actual people are, which is important with characters because characters basically are people, essentially. And when it comes to personalities, it can't just be like a one-track thing. It needs depth and it needs multiple aspects. So Cherubi shows, fear, sadness, insecurities, and probably other examples that I can't think of off the top of my head, but basically lesson from that, just don't, if you're making a character, don't give their personality like a one-off sort of thing, or don't make them just the nerdy person or just X, Y, and Z or happy all the time, because that's not how emotions work. And that's not how they should work with any character. Evil, good, it doesn't matter. You can't have a character that's just evil for the sake of being evil. Like, no. There's only one scenario where that sort of thing could work, and it's the Joker. But the Joker's not just evil. The Joker, whatever. The Joker has more to his personality than just, oh, I'm evil, blah, be scared. Although the Joker is just kind of evil to be evil, I think, based on what I know. I don't know a lot, so if I'm wrong, don't despise me, please. But based on what I know, he's just kind of insane. But for the most part, don't make characters one-sided. There should always be motivations for what they do. There should always be insecurities. There should always be flaws. There should always be something to make a character not a Mary Sue, basically. On the most basic level I can explain, just don't make it a Mary Sue. Yes, I know that happened a lot with my characters. uh, oh, interesting, Citrus. Interesting. I'm not going to mention what you said just in case, but like, I don't know if you want that to be known or anything, but yeah, just that's one aspect of characters that you just want to stay away from. Don't. Just don't. Another thing with characters, motivations drive stories. You don't have motivations for anything, your story is going to fail very quickly. And I know some of this sounds harsh and I'm not meaning for it to, but at the same time I am, because I've seen stuff like this happen way too often, especially with myself. So I'm speaking from experience. You don't want unmotivated characters. You don't want a non-existent plot. Now let me explain, because this gets a little confusing sometimes depending on what you're talking about. But let's talk about Avenir, for instance, for an example. Avenir's motivation. We don't know the motivation yet. Well, I do, but you guys most likely don't actually know the motivation yet. Avenir is not evil for the sake of being evil. There is a deeper meaning behind why he's doing what he's doing. He is motivated by something. I'm not going to say what it is, but he's motivated by something that means a lot to him. Now, this is important because this is also what motivates our quote unquote hero characters like Cherubi, Decken, and Glitch 2.0. They are motivated by the idea of saving the possessed me, which is obvious. I'm pretty sure I've made this obvious by now. They have had to, on some level, they've all known me previously before the events of the end. So that's why they care, and that's why they're doing this whole thing in the first place. That is what's driving the plot forward. That is why everything is happening in the story. If you have a character that has a weak motivation or something, then your story is going to quickly go from semi-interesting to just flat out boring, because then, first of all, your character loses interest. And then your audience loses interest. If your character doesn't have at least somewhat of a motivation for whatever they're doing, then there is no reason for them to be doing it in the first place. So you can throw your plot right out the window, basically. Even if it's something as simple as like a very simple story of a character making toast. The motivation is that they're hungry. Like, it doesn't need to be super complicated. There just needs to be a motivation that A, makes sense, and B, is strong enough for the character to not give up. So basically, motivation is key with plot. Go hand in hand, basically. Especially with any sort of story. Well, like film story, I should say. Motivation in films is what drives 99% of what happens. I just watched a movie in my film class where there's this guy gets like the girl of his dreams. And why? Because he wanted her so badly. He didn't give up when he saw that she was going to get married to another person. He didn't stop trying. He didn't give up when he got embarrassed. He didn't give up when he got humiliated. He kept pushing. And he got what he wanted in the end. That is a satisfying conclusion. Lesson number I don't even know what we're up to. I'm not keeping track. But another lesson that also ties in with this: motivations do not equal end goals. Your character can be super motivated, but in the end they could still lose, which is also important. Because if your character loses, depending on who they are, that could be an unsatisfying conclusion. But it doesn't have to be if that doesn't work. In the end, they could actually give up their motivation, and that's fine. If it's the end, if it's completely over, that is okay. Or at least if a major plot point is done, the motivation no longer has to be there. Because then it would make sense. Say, I need another good example for this. Okay, say you have an evil character. Yes, you have an evil character and a good character. They've been fighting for a long time. Evil character has good character's son held captive, and that's the motivation. Evil character, in the end, sends good character's son off into space or something. And that character has very little hope of ever seeing his son again. very unsatisfying conclusion, right? We don't know what's going to happen to the sun. We don't know how good character's going to deal with this. We don't know what's going to happen to evil character. But this is good for sequel content, because then there could be new motivation to go into space to save good character's son. Or this could go as a tragedy where the motivation is gone and that's just how it ends and there is no continuation. That can also work. Heartbreaking things can happen, but those things should happen at the end of your story. If they happen in the beginning, something like that, where all motivation is already lost, then that's it. You're done. There's nowhere to continue. Unless you have a secondary plot point to move everything forward from whatever tragedy happened. Because really, you can technically start from a strong tragedy, but then the motivation needs to be something like how the character's going to move on, how the character's going to fix things for other people, how the character's going to deal with this, and what they're going to do as they find a way to recover from whatever happened. That can be a good story, but it needs to make sense. If you have something happen immediately, and it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't drive a new motivation or a different motivation, then that doesn't work either. So basically, motivation needs to make sense, and there needs to be motivation in order for the plot to have any sort of anything. Any sort of bearing on anything, I should say. Let's go back to characters now that I'm thinking more about things. Oh boy, wait. Hold on. Before that, I'm reading the chat. The Joker has a soft side for Quinn, so every evil has a good side. See? Exactly. We're gonna talk more about villains now that that's out there. Thank you for that, by the way. Villains are interesting because basically a good villain. No, first of all, we're gonna start with bad villain. A bad villain is someone, again, who doesn't have any motivation for what they're doing and who knows what they're doing is bad in a sense. Like, that can work for a villain, but then that doesn't really make them a villain. That makes them more of a conflicted good person, sort of. And in that situation, it's just not major things like that not working are what's going to take your villain from a villain to just a sort of mean person. There's basically just going to be a mean person and not really evil, sort of. Like, I don't even know how to explain it properly. My point is, your villain also needs a motivation. It can't just be the good side having a motivation. Because then if your villain doesn't have a motivation, there is no motivation for the good guy, because then the villain doesn't do what the villain should be doing. You get my point at this point, I'm pretty sure. Basically, villains need some reason for being evil. If they're just evil for the sake of being evil, that 9 times out of 10, that won't work. Even villains like Kylo Ren, who are conflicted, he has sort of a motivation. His motivation is not disappointing himself self in a way. I think this is my interpretation. I'm not sure if this is canon or whatever. You never really know. But his motivation is not disappointing himself, hiding his insecurities, and basically proving that he can be as good as the previous Sith. Trying not to spoil anything about Star Wars, but you know, it's it's tough territory. So, warning, just a little late. I'm going to talk about Star Wars probably a lot because it's something that I really like, and also I'm probably going to spoil something, even if it's not intentionally, because I can't keep my mouth shut about plot points. So, yay. But yeah, villains need motivation too in order to drive plot forward. Cough, cough, even Avenir has motivation for what he's doing. Even though I don't want to say what it is, they still need it. There still needs to be a reason that connects with the character for what they're doing. We'll take the plot from The Last of Us. The main character's child dies. He loses all hope, but then later he meets a new little girl, and he does everything within his power to get her back. See? That is where you can start with zero motivation and like no hope, no like everything is over sort of thing, and you can take that and you can put it to good use if you know what you're doing. New motivation is key if you're starting from an end point. I can almost guarantee you, even though I don't know a lot about The Last of Us, this new girl is probably what helps this guy recover from his own child dying. Or at least part of the recovery process. See, that's how you can do that and still make it work. Although, I will say I don't think that that's a very easy thing to do. Although that is just me speaking from my experiences. So, yeah. Experiment. Experiment's another thing that should be talked about. Play around with stuff and see what you can do with your characters that works and what you can do that doesn't work. Try everything. Don't be afraid to make a character with a certain color scheme. Don't be afraid to make a character with a certain motivation. Don't be afraid to make a character with basically anything. As long as it makes sense overall, and as long as it's understandable, then you should be pretty fine. It should be at least manageable. And if it's not, then it's learning experience. So either way, you're pretty set no matter what you do. I mean, heck, I experimented with random adventures was like a huge experiment with characters and plots. And that was awful. Looking back, it was really, really bad. Like, Random Adventures has a lot wrong with it. It doesn't make sense. Like, the plot wasn't very well explained. And the characters are just kind of bad. But that's kind of our fault because we're not exactly professional actors. I mean, we're children, so can't really help that. But the plot repeats itself a lot, especially in the second season, which is basically officially discontinued at this point. And that was like a huge learning experience looking back, because that's what made me realize a lot of the things that I'm telling you all now. Also, yeah, try to not make the plot repeat itself, because that's also really bad. Like, if you have the same basic plot all the time, it's going to get very boring very quickly, especially if it's episode based. Basically, the entire plot of Random Adventures is Jonah is a demon. He shows up, the boys fight him, he leaves, and then they leave. And then this repeats. Which was bad. It was just bad. I was going to take the plot in a different direction, where they were going to enhance their new magical abilities, but that was the point where it was like it was getting old and I didn't really know what to do. And I didn't write scripts. That is also a huge mistake on my part. Another thing, for the love of everything, if you're making basically pretty much anything at this point, yeah, if you're making a story, if you're making a script, no, if you're making like a series film-wise, write a script, because that will save you so much in the future. Oh god, writing scripts for the end has saved it from probably a lot of things going wrong. And I mean this when I say this. Writing scripts is also a huge factor in all of the character development that's happened between basically each character. If I didn't write a script, I'm pretty sure I still would have ended up with an early ending. The characters being very poorly developed, and things not making sense. So, scripts are also important if you're going for something similar. Because then you can look and say, hey, that doesn't make sense with this, or hey, that should really be this instead of this. Excuse me while I die, I'm going to go get a drink. So I'll leave you with that for now to think about and discuss for a minute while I try not to choke to death. BRB! Okay, I'm back. And I have watermelon juice. Thank goodness. Okay, that's a lot better. My dying is over. It's a miracle. Alright, let's see here. Your art is quite good. Do you use references? First of all, thank you. Usually I don't. Which surprises even me, because I really probably should, but I'm incredibly self-taught because, well, alright, let me explain. Let me explain this too, because you don't need to take this little tidbit of information as a lesson, because everybody does things differently. Really, you don't need to take any of my advice. I'm just trying to help you out based on my own experiences, but really, you can basically do anything, and it's whatever. I don't mind if you don't follow my advice. But I'm very self-taught because even when I was younger, and I still feel this way now, I don't like how to draw books, and I don't really like references because as a young kid, trying to use a how to draw book was very infuriating to me because I would try and draw it, and I could see it, and I could see how it looked, and I would follow all the steps in like the how to draw like a bird or something, and I would look at it, and I would look at the picture in the book, and I would know that they were not the same, and I would have followed all the steps, and it still would have been wrong. So, being the young little, like 6 or 7 year old I was when using some of that stuff for the first time, I would get really angry really fast and be like, "Why doesn't my art look like the book in the art in the book?" So, I self-taught I taught myself how to draw things in my own way. And I didn't use references because I didn't like using how to draw books. Because it would be so perfect, and your art's not going to look like it, pretty much ever. Unless you get really, 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 really good and can follow something without tracing it and just looking at it really well, which I still can't do. So I ended up teaching myself a lot by, I do look at things, don't get me wrong, I do look at things. I use references sometimes, but usually, what I mean by I look at things is I will look at my own body in the mirror sometimes while I'm getting ready in the bathroom in the morning or something. And I'll just look at my face and the way it looks and where everything is and how my hair falls down my shoulders and how my shoulders look when I'm in certain positions. And I'll just think about it for a while and then I'll try it later with no guide. I'll just keep the sort of mental image of what it should look like in my head and then I'll apply it to my own style. Which is how I end up with a lot of different poses by looking at myself and studying me and studying other people too, because I look at other people like in school. If I'm not doing anything, I'll like look around at everybody talking and I'll notice like how they're sitting sometimes, and I'll just be like, oh, that could be an interesting position to draw. So yeah. Luck of the Five. You're new. Hello. I don't even know if you stayed. I don't think you did, though. What is this very spam message? Surprisingly, anatomy is very good. Thank you. Yeah. By the way, we're not going to talk about old art until a certain video is uploaded, but goodness gracious, I'm just gonna get that out of the chat. Yeah. Where was I? I don't even know where I was. My mind is blank. Help. I don't know where I was in this conversation. Something about anatomy. And being self-taught. Oh goodness. Oh yeah, old art. That's what I was thinking of. Basically, for me personally, being self-taught is the sort of the only way that I could imagine myself doing it. Because I've practiced a bajillion things to get where I am now, and it's been a long journey, and looking back, it was very wrong, but but I wouldn't do it any other way. I wouldn't change anything. Like, if I could go back and, like, improve, quote-unquote, my art style faster, I wouldn't. Because Like, what if my style was completely different if I had improved sooner or changed up sooner? It could be worse. So I wouldn't have wanted to risk that. And I still don't. So I'm staying where I'm at right now and trying to see what I can do to improve. But at the same time, um, I'm trying not to like super worry about it. Ooh, I don't like that. Oh wait, it's because I'm on that layer. Whoops. Oopsie daisy. That was bad. Also, that is not what I was going for. There we go. Oh wait, I just realized there's a huge gap there and I can't fix that. Whoops. Oh well. It's actually probably better, but yeah, that's all right. Yeah. 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 All right. There's that now. Uh, hmm. No, I'm just gonna carefully remove that little bit there. There we go. I feel somewhat better about myself now. Uh, a child, you are not looking right. To the new layer. There we go. A nice little subtle little flamey glow. Shading's fun, especially on here because I don't like shading on paper because it annoys me because the transition is so not smooth. It's not like this. I don't think anything can really compare to digital uh smooth transition except for the really professional level traditional art, but my stuff is just like, huh, no, stop, please. All right. Okie dokie. So now let's see here. Let me go back to the outline. Get rid of the outline here. Ooh, what a sight to behold. Very goopy looking fire. Let's fix that. Goodness gracious. Uh, actually, no, let's not. Because I'm gonna break it up anyway. Except maybe the bottom a little. Alright. Ooh, wait, no, I need this tool. Oh, wait, no, that's bad. Woof. Alright, never doing that again. And this is where the actual blend tool that I should be using comes in very handy. Why does it not do it correctly anymore? That's good. That's fine. Oh, good. We're all fine. It's cool. Totally. It doesn't bother me at all that it's not blending right. That's fine. Can you tell I'm aggravated a little bit? Whatever. Too late and too bad. I'm just gonna. Fire. It exists. Okay, I was just under the sea. Butte. Hey, is this a Q&A? No, it's a Q and Slay. Yes, it is. At this point, it's not even just an end Q&A anymore because I've completely given up. So just ask anything. I don't care anymore. Why is it failing? What did I do? Is it... No. Where? Oh. Oops. Forgot about that. Whoops. Slay tabs. I honestly don't know anymore. Me too! Oh my god, I'm becoming my friend. I'm becoming my school friend. That's somewhat terrifying. Goodness gracious. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, we're gonna erase that. Because I didn't realize that was there. Oops. We're also gonna fix that. I don't know what happened there. I honestly don't know anymore. Oh wait, that was already there. Whoops. That fire is hot. Yes. It is good flame. I need a nice reddish color now. Oh wait, that's not close enough, but too late. Whoops. Fine, we'll do both. No. There, little there, little there. Okay. Ah, what a beaut. Here. Pun intended. Yes. Round of applause. Beautiful pun. A plus. So let's see. We're gonna take this. There we go. Merge. Good. Merge. Perfection. And merge. Perfect. All right. Take this, shrink it a little, so that's not quite as intense. Because that glow is not strong enough for that amount of light. Ooh, citrus is taking a long time. I'm concerned about what this potential question, might be. Nice stars. There we go. Now we're done. I'm gonna save this. Woo! Ooh, that was probably loud. Sorry. What state do you live in? Dun dun dun! I don't know if I quite want to give that out, but I might. uh, I mean, I'll give you a hint, I guess. I'm only 2 hours away from New York City by car. I'm up in the northeast region, the scary region, where winter lasts 6 months. It's beautiful. Winter's my favorite season. Can you DM me the picture? Yes, I can, Citrus. It's a book question. My English teacher. This boy needs. I need signatures. Oof. Ooh, that's a bad spot. Hold on. There. There. All right. Perfect. Perfection. Save. I live in New York and it's busy 24/7, so be warned. Ooh! Trust me, I know. I've stayed there before, and oh my god. When I was younger, the noise used to bother me so much. Especially because it was summer and the windows were open, so that didn't help. Um, it also didn't help that I hated loud noises. I still hate loud noises, but not as much now. So I guess there's that. But yeah, I know the torture that it is. Or at least it's torture if you're not used to the city. Favorite food? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Probably basically any type of pasta. Pasta's good, especially with Alfredo sauce. Ugh, I could eat it forever. Not to mention, there's a whole bunch of different types, like spaghetti, wagon wheels, shells, the twisty ones, ziti noodles. Ugh, so many different combinations. I'm having pasta. Oh my god. Oh my god, what is up with my tablet? Or is it my hand? Oh, it's my hand. Mm. But yeah, pulse is good. Endless combinations of things you could do with it. You could add cheese, you could add sauces, you could add butter. And if you're insane like me, you could add honey mustard to mac and cheese. I legitimately did that once and it's not bad. I know it probably sounds really gross, but I promise you. Well, actually, no, I don't because different tastes, but I can promise you that I don't think it's bad. The majority of the human population most likely would, though. You know what? I am making a decision that's probably not a great decision, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I need to and I want to. So I'm going to open Avenir's design. If I can find. Ooh, wait, shoot. I forgot I have him in a file. Oh, what did I name it? No. Is it in my animations folder? I can never remember where I put things. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Prepare yourselves. Honey mustard is good on mac and cheese, so. Hey! First person who's agreed. Boy, yes, citrus, I know. I know, I'm semi-spoiling everything, but too late and too bad, and, you know, all the other stuff that I'd say. Basically, I have given up on this one because I don't really care too much about this, because, I mean, it's a design, so it's gonna come up anyway. Ta-da! There you go. It has been revealed. I've never tried. Ooh. You should. You should if it's a day that you don't feel sick. Ugh. Yeah, I see. I do use reference, just not a lot. Only reason I really need this is because A, I want to draw my precious children, and B, I forget what Avenir's hair looks like a lot. More than I should. So, oops. Ooh, it's good. Yes, he's beautiful. Thanks, guys. I like the red eyes. How old are the characters in the end? Citrus, thank you. KO, age. Age is rough because, reasons. So, I'm not going to explain why this is the way it is. It'll make sense way later, probably. It probably still won't, but I'll explain it once everything is done. But technically, every character in the end, okay, there's two different ways you could look at the age. each character is supposed to be around the teenage years. So, like, anywhere between 13 and like 16, maybe 17. No, 16 is better. Um, but the other way that it can be looked at is each character is roughly technically a year old. And no, I'm not going to explain that now. So don't ask. So that half answers the question, sort of. Consider them to be the teenage ages, though. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, I know. It sort of does, but not really. Uh, I, I know the way I explain things is confusing in the first place, probably, but I mean, this is probably even more confusing because I can't really explain anything. But I mean, I can explain more about the characters than I can the plot slash the universe in terms of avoiding spoilers. So, well, even that is a sort of thing, but it depends what you ask. Either way, it depends what you ask. That was a pretty good question. I'm surprised nobody asked that sooner. Thank goodness I had an explanation. This is what happens when I write scripts. I am able to explain things. Planning things out is so much easier than improving everything. I'm gonna go off on a tangent at this rate. I'm sorry. Although there, actually, now that I think about it, I'm surprised there's like one question in particular that I'm surprised nobody's asked. I want to see if you guys can figure out what it is. Why am I making it cover so much? Like that was probably not what I was aiming for before. That's better. Oof. People are watching anyways. Three. Three people watching. Which means one person can't chat. Because I know that's not me. At least. Yeah, because even the uh, Hangouts thing is counting it as 3, so that means someone can't chat or hasn't yet. Oof, those lines. Whoa. I just went really quiet. I'm sorry. I think even now, I'm still not used to streaming where you need to talk constantly or almost constantly because that's like a normal thing. But I guess I could talk about my day, but that's not really interesting. I mean, it was school. It was basically an average school day, except we went bowling because Fridays are academic days. Not academic days, the phys ed days, quote unquote. Have you ever drawn in the anime style? Ooh, dark, dark memories. But yes, a very long time ago, I attempted to when I was like 9. It was really bad and really, really didn't look like anything. Super unimpressive. So, yeah. Oh, but I did try. That was also where I tried more how to draw books and failed miserably. So, yeah. Fun times. Oh, I've tried. The only reason I tried then, because at that point I knew that I didn't like them. Still, um, the only reason I tried then was because it was like, oh, I really don't know how to draw anime, but I really want to. So I grabbed my dad's how to draw anime comic book type thing and attempted to do it. Failed miserably. But now that I understand more about anatomy, which, by the way, if you're ever going to draw anime, I know everybody says this, but it's really true. You need to learn anatomy first. Draw any exaggerated people, honestly. Because my style now, I mean, look at it. It's pretty similar to anime. I mean, obviously, it's not exact, but I'm pretty sure there's at least a little bit of anime influence in there somewhere. Like, I could see it if I look hard enough. But yeah, you need to have some grasp on anatomy before you can do something like that, because otherwise, it just won't look right. No matter what you do, it just won't look okay. And I know, like, some people are like, but anatomy is so hard to understand. And, I just want to draw anime. I want to do it now. Like, yeah, so did I at one point, but drawing is not something where you could just go, boom, bam, here is 100% art skills. Whoa, like, no. Best description of what I'm talking about. But no, seriously, you can't just go willy nilly with something like art. Like, it takes practice, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes lots of drawing the same thing over and over and over again until you go insane. Uh, and but once you get there, once you get to something you're satisfied with, it's rewarding in the end, and that's why I do it. That's part of the reason, at least. Because I do like eventually coming to the point where it's like, aha, so that's how that works. Or, oh, so that's what I should do with my style now because I think it looks better. Like, those are the best moments for me. Because then it could be like, once I get to a point where I have a new style in my art, whether it be something like this or something from 2 years ago, it's always that moment where it's like, if I can draw multiple characters in the same style, that's where it's like, okay, I'm sticking with this now because I'm satisfied with it. It's the most rewarding thing. All that struggle to get to a new style and then to do it again probably in a month or so. Weeaboos. Anime eyes cover the entire face. It's just like two huge eyes on a body. I mean, yeah, kinda. That's it. They do take out the majority of the face. If I do a very rough graph of how the true anime style is, quote unquote. This is probably also going to be bad because I still don't know exactly how anime works, but the nose is always just like a line, like that's it. And then the mouth is also small. And then you just have like this situation. Oh, and you can't forget the huge hair that almost every anime character dons. Holy cow, my style is incredibly like borderline anime. Oops. Actually, no, I don't really care. But yeah, you get something like that. uh, Greatest knockoff anime style ever. Pain without love. Pain. Uh, Goodness. But yeah, there's that. But yeah, I just realized how my style is sort of very close to anime. But there's honestly, hold on, let me think about this. I'm going to list some inspirations for my style off the top of my head. Uh, Easy. Um, Easy. Who else? There's probably more. It's not what I want to do. Ah, jeez. those are the three I could come up with like really quickly off the top of my head. You have to have the huge ponytails and the bright pink hair. True. But yeah, these three people, all of whom are on YouTube at one point or another, um, were a pretty big animation. Jeez, I can't even. Pretty big inspirations. With Jaden Animations being a recent one in comparison to these two, because with Saw Proxy, Saw Proxy is the hair, easy, just the fluffy hair. That's where I got that from, like the super fluffy looking hair. Because I was like, I want to do that. As soon as I saw Proxy's art on YouTube way back when Saw Proxy went under the name Diet Stab and did Flipnote videos. And then with Galactabun, or what's their username now? I don't remember. I think it's Spibbles, Scribbles, something like that. That's where I got like the eyes and some of the face, mostly, because the eye thing was like in their Hamilton stuff was sort of like this type of a thing, except cuter. And then with Jaden's kind of more of a body, a little bit, and I guess a little bit of the mouth sort of thing going on. Oh, and wait. Geez, I'm dropping things. Where the Magic Happens, who's also on YouTube. I got some more of the hair stuff and body stuff from them. Wait, I'm gonna get rid of that now and continue actually drawing. Let me just sample my old colors. But yeah, those guys are basically how I went from garbage to less garbage. And the reason I say less garbage, don't get me wrong, I'm proud of my art now, but I know in the future I'm gonna look back and be like, oh, this art's so bad. What was I thinking? Once I improve more. Because I always end up going back later and being like, ugh, when did I make this? A year ago? Ew. Have you seen Jeff Dunham's new hit comedy series? No, I have not. But now that you mention it, I'm considering already checking it out because Jeff Dunham's pretty good. Pretty good. I actually, as a Christmas gift, my mom and I got, well, my mom got my grandparents tickets to go see him while he was in the area, I think, or at least somewhere around us. And they liked it, so yay. One of those things where it's like, it's technically a gift from both of us, but mom bought it because I have no money. Oh yeah, and speaking of having no money, I could technically get a job, but I really don't want to. Alright, time for a little vent, rant thing, whatever, blah. again because I feel like it. So I could technically get a job at this point, but I don't want to because I want to stay more focused on my schoolwork. And I know it's like I'm at the age now. It's like, oh, do you have a job? Do you work? All my friends work, but I don't. But honestly, I don't really. First of all, I don't really care for working. Like, there's been times where I've been like, yeah, I want to get a job, but at the same time, it's like I don't really know if I want to get a job. Um, but uh, based on what I've heard from people at my school, working is like awful, just awful half the time. Because yeah, you get money, but you're super tired and you get like no sleep and no time for homework and you get home at like 10 o'clock at night and by that point I'm already in bed. So I'd rather not lose sleep when I'm already someone who can't fall asleep easily, B needs a lot of sleep because I'm pretty sure I have some sort of sleep issue, and C really doesn't need money. Let's be honest here. Like, I don't need money for any reason, really, because I have a lot of things. I don't have a desire to like shop around and like buy whatever or go on a super shopping spree or something stupid like that. Ugh, it just doesn't interest me. It's honestly just It's like going to a mall. Like, no, I'd rather stay home. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I actually do go places, I don't mind looking at things and being like, oh, that's neat. But at the same time, it's like, I wouldn't buy it. There are very few places where I would actually buy something if I had money of my own. I'd probably buy like one or two things from GameStop every now and again, and maybe a few things from like a gas station because I'm generic and just want food. Other than that, there's really no reason for me to sacrifice so much sleep and time and energy for little money when I need to be focusing on school so I can go to college, so that I can get a decent job, so that I can not be in debt forever and have a stable income eventually, hopefully. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I don't know how I got into that from talking about Jeff Dunham, but it happened, I guess. What time is it? Holy cow, it's 9:14. I thought it was a lot later. uh, yeah. Oof. I see that. Yeah. Okay, that's what I have to say on that now, basically. And I can't think of much else to talk about at the moment. So give me a second while I think or while you type, because I'm sure you guys could come up with something. Ugh. While I draw my precious child. All of my OCs are precious children. But the end are the end characters are specifically very special children because I actually use them. Oh, that sounds so terrible. There's something to talk about. OCs that I don't use. No, I'm just kidding. That would be boring. Hmm. Ooh, wait, okay. Something new to talk about. I've got it. Let's talk about OCs and the red and black color scheme. Because I promise you, this character's not edgy. He is normal. It's just colors. Just because the character has black and red does not mean they are edgy, does not mean they are evil necessarily. But also, edgy does not mean what most people think it means. Although I will admit I've misused the term, but edgy means trying to be cool. Basically, it's just trying to be cool with dark themes. Like Shadow the Hedgehog. And not because of the color scheme, because he was trying to be cool. Because he was like, dark past, Like, no. My child here is not trying to be cool. He is trying to fulfill his motivations. You thought I would reveal something, I bet. I bet you thought I was gonna say something about, like, he tries to do this, but nope. You won't catch me. You won't catch me. It'll probably come close, but you won't catch me. Not with that information. Yeah. He is emo and edgy, 1-1, exclamation point, exclamation point. Yes, Kale. All of the sarcastic remarks, yes. No, you know what's edgy? Hold on, wait. I'm just kidding. I'm parroting what people think is edgy and emo. There we go. Butte. I'm so sorry, my precious child. I'm so sorry to the chat too, because that was bad. Anyway, moving on entirely. I'm back to square one. I don't know what to talk about now. Maybe I should talk about OC designs. No. No, because that's sensitive. Not to mention, I can't talk about designs when I've had some really bad designs, so. People who say they're edgy are not. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because if you admit you're edgy, that's not cool. So then it's really not true. And the fake tattoo that says no one understands me. That's yeah, that's what everybody thinks it is. That's more like, I think that's more emo. I think. I don't keep track of online terms anymore. I've given up. It stopped when we got to fam. Actually, now that I think about it, now that I actually think about it, I don't really. I know it's like sort of like a big deal that edgy's being misused, but at the same time, it's like I don't particularly care all that much. Like, so what if it's being misused? There's a lot of things that are being misused in our language, just in general. I mean, yeah, I don't like the obnoxious overuse of the word, but I don't necessarily care if it's used in moderation. Like, the edgy quote unquote jokes can be funny, especially if they're ironic. But satire. Ugh, don't mind me while I die. Uh, you know, yeah, just yeah, that's where it works best. Oh, by the way, just as a heads up for basically anyone, don't ever hit me with true dry humor where it's like you're joking but you sound really serious because I don't pick up on that. I pick up on sarcasm, sure, but like if it's dry where it's like really serious, like making me think it's serious, like I won't get it. So just please don't. Just I know that's kind of unrelated, but trust me on this, it's important. It's important to me at least. Oh, that is the same layer. Ooh, that could have been really bad. uh, let's get off the topic of edgy things now because I'm just done. I'm done. I can't handle anything anymore. Just no. Just stop. It's time to stop. Okay? Can we all agree to this? Please. I need a break from the internet. Mm. Spicy. There we go. I think, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna go soon. Not yet, but soon. Cause I don't know. Cause I want to make a video, an actual video that I can upload later that isn't a stream. So yeah. Uh, ah! I off topic question. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Hmm. That's a hard choice because there are so many YouTubers that I watch that are like really, really, really high up there on my list. But I do think there is one that's probably basically at my top spot at this point. Right up there with like Filthy Frank and uh, Pyro Cynical and Jack's Films. Someone who I watch daily. And that person is Shane Dawson. Because honestly, especially now, his content's gotten a lot more sort of professional ish and more serious, and I like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the crazy, stupid stuff too, like the older ish stuff, but the new turn it's taking as of uh, recent is interesting, and I'm excited to see where that goes. H3H3 is um, pretty good based on what I've seen. I haven't watched a ton, although I think I should. But I mean, honestly, my judgment's really like not 100% accurate because I mean, I watch a lot of people and I like them all for different reasons. Like with Shane, it's just the way his content changes and how it's like kind of all over the place. I kind of like it because it reminds me of like how my channel sort of goes half the time. Because it's gone far from what it was. So in that way, I kind of relate, but at the same time, I look to people like uh, Filthy Frank and Markiplier and Jack's Films and uh, PewDiePie a little bit, not a whole ton, but I look to all of them for inspiration for like skit type stuff and the stuff like the end and the series stuff. And I look at like the animators like Janet Animations, The Odd Ones Out, uh, Mushroomy. Um, who else? There's loads more of animators that I watch, but I look for them for like stuff like my art, animatics, which I'm attempting to do, animation, which I'm attempting to do, and I look to just a lot of people. I watch people for different reasons, but basically my basis is either to laugh at something or to get inspired. So, yeah. He seems to have gotten a little more professional ever since that one kid ranted on him. Or ranted, quote unquote. Oh, you mean Bobby Burns? Because I actually watched him before that video even came out, and I liked his stuff before that. So when I saw like this whole thing with Shane and him going on, it was just like, what? um, two people that I watch at the same time? Yes, please. Also, yes, edupes is very good. Easily both an inspiration and a way to just forget about stress for a while and laugh. Ugh. Actually, oh my god, I just thought of something. Uh, this is sort of unrelated, but actually, no, it's mostly related. Uh, I guess I can finally say this now because at this point, I think everybody knows that I watched Filthy Frank. I just couldn't say it at the time that what I'm about to talk about was released because, young children are impressionable and it was on the Experiment Kids channel, so yeah, I wasn't going to mention. But Filthy Frank actually inspired Decken at first. Like the very early screaming Decken. directly inspired from Filthy Frank, easily. And I'm pretty sure it was like 60 to 70% obvious. Maybe not so much at the time, but now it's probably even more obvious looking back. I get inspiration from weird places. I give up. That's it. My soul is dead. Oh, geez, yes. uh, oof. What to do next? That is the big question. Ew, what is that looking? Pen, pen, pen. Don't. Oh, recovery settings. Oh goodness. I love when it yells at me that it's near crashing. Uh, oh yeah, did I mention earlier that art also takes a lot of patience on top of all that practice? Stuff that I mentioned? Because it takes a lot of that too. I gotta go. See you in the next stream and or video. Okay, KO. See ya. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be here much longer either. Because I want to record something upstairs and I'm running out of ideas to draw. I'm running out of things to talk about. What a shock. Yeah. Ew, I don't like that. Nope. Well, yeah, I think that's just about it. I think I'm gonna kill the stream. Well, it was good while it lasted. Um, there's one last thing though. I'm just gonna really quickly draw. Yeah, I don't like that either. This is going very badly. Rip. Accurate representation right here of me destroying the stream. uh, you know, yeah, this is gonna be the last stream drawing. on. I just want a nice straight line. Okay, there we go. Oof. Yeah. Mm. Come on, let me think about that. Okay, so it's flipped too. Let me fix that. Alright, so yeah, that's where the S would be. Ooh, that's not gonna fit. Here, layer, new layer. Stream. Whoa, okay. Jeez. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah. I'll fix it somehow. I don't even know how I'm gonna fix it, but I'll find a way. Uh, there's gotta be a way to stretch this. Maybe. Yeah. No, it's not that. What is this? No. 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 Yes. Scale off. Clear. No. 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 Alright, well. I'm just gonna get rid of this and fix it. I'm probably still gonna leave it on a new layer though. Yeah, it still doesn't look right. This is so bad. This is problematic. Alright. Why? Can I just get it right, please? There, that's sort of right. I don't. Whatever. Ah. Okay. Well, shoot. I'm gonna merge that now. Ah, goodness gracious. Ugh. All right, now let's fix it. Goodness gracious. Okay, there. Good. Good enough. I'm so done. All right. Oof. There we go. All right. Oof. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm making it exist. Ah! This is not okay. Clip Studio Paint, please don't crash. Oh, what a mess. Wow, I'm really not talking about. I apologize. Then again, I didn't think I was going to go full on with this, but I am, so yeah. Uh, oh boy, I'm getting texted. I'm getting summoned in like 20 minutes, so I have very little time to finish this. I might just leave it at base colors. Uh, you know what? I lied. I'm not leaving it at base colors. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. What? What is? What is that random layer that doesn't? Oh, oh. Oops. Uh, Goodness gracious, I can't even keep track of anything anymore. What? Oh. Ugh. This just got annoying, but. Trying to think about this. Yeah. Can you DM the pics? Yeah. Just, I will once I'm done and then back from where I'm gonna be going. Which won't be long. It'll be like 5-10 minutes. Alright, I killed the stream, so that's it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little, very rambly stream. And yeah, that's that. See you in the next stream or video, depending on whatever comes first. Probably video, so see you in the next video. Bye! Woo!